That's going to be something.
On the consumer side, we haven't found that much, I have to admit. But on the enterprise side, company I can state here, Cyvera, yeah, we are partnering with, just to make our core network more secure, to make sure that the communication in our core network, which is essence, yeah, if you terminate a call, it ends up very quickly in our core network. And that is something that we need to secure. We have been talking today to, I think, 5-6 partners just today around this topic. Nothing that I can communicate today, and sometimes we also wouldn't like to publish it too much. But yes, most of the stuff in cybersecurity and security we find here in Israel.
And let me play the devil's advocate role for just a second. You were talking about bandwidth. Does that still matters all that much? I mean, Israel is just transforming into 4G, and I find the mobile carriers struggle quite a bit to convince and to explain why do we really need that? I mean, we can do pretty much everything right now. What does it matter?
You can do it. It only takes more and more time because all the applications that some of you guys develop are consuming more and more bandwidth. So it's a check and balance play. Yeah? For a while you are fine with 3G, whatever, but after a while you just want to have the real thing. And look at the devices coming up. Yeah? I think with the new phablet of Apple, you just leave the tablets at home, the PCs at home. And you just need the bandwidth, unless you happen to be in a Wi-Fi, and even that gets more and more cluttered. Yeah.
Mustafa, what do you say?
Right now, our habits are not that prevalent. So when I go from airport to my home, I open a live TV, and without interruption, I can get HD quality. But if there are 2 or 3 people doing the same thing, probably I won't. This habit, if it becomes prevalent, the connections will not be enough. We see that in stadiums, we see that locations where there are too much population, and when we will be seeing that when we start to use more of these things. So capacity is not enough, and there is a study done in London, and it says that every 4 years, the required capacity is 16x more, because we use more bandwidth from each application. We started to have more than one device. Average device size is 1.3 these days. Population is increasing. So every 4 years, the required capacity increases 16x more times. So the required bandwidth is, in 2016 for London, is 500 megahertz, which is impossible. 2020 is 5,000 megahertz, which is impossible. So the only way we can solve this is the technology. That's why we are deploying 4G. Right now 5G has started in the European Union. I am part of the consortium. They already allocated 1.4 billion euros for just researching 5G. I think in terms of operators, so far, before, operators are trying to come up with value-added services, try to sell ringtones and everything. But now that move to OTT players, and the only thing for operators is bringing more capacity every day. That's a big challenge for everyone, and we don't know how to monetize it, but everyone has to invest in the capacity.
But you know what? I think there's everything into this except for disruption, because it's just more of the same thing. I need more megabytes right now, and I will need more in the next coming days. But there's no disruption in there. There's no new business model. There's no inherent new service that is offered on 5G rather than 4G. Is that right? Would 5G offer something that 4G does not?
I think new business models will bring more consumption, and more consumption will let operators charge more and invest more. So
but
it's chicken and egg. So
but but there isn't big difference if yesterday I asked you to bring me 4 oranges and now I want 6. I mean, just give me more. It doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change the way I see the network. It doesn't change the way I behave on a daily basis. It's more or less the same. You can say yes.
I mean, 3G, 4G, I mean, there is new business models. The fact that you have more bandwidth everywhere, I think at any point, that allows to entrepreneurs to create new concepts. I was visiting a startup here in Israel these days that they are doing live broadcasting from your telephone to the crowd, okay? And they are able now, scaling the systems, able to have 20,000 at the same time visitors of a live broadcasting of my telephone filming myself. With 3G, this is not possible, okay? Then, this is not just a question of capacity that things go faster. Is that at the moment that you have another type of infrastructure, you are able to create new business models on top of. And that new business models, of course, will demand more capacity, will ask for 5G and another thing. And the other thing is that nowadays connectivity is a question of competitiveness of countries, okay? It's important for the GDP of a country to have a good network of connections. It's not just a question to have 3G and I'm connected. This is really relevant to the development of countries. And for example, we have seen a dramatic change. At Europe level, we were leading the deployment of 3G. And that allows to the entrepreneurs think ideas on this new type of connectivity and test it them before and get a competitive advantage to after that go to another markets at the same time the deployment of 3G is going on. But for 4G, Europe will go in late and in the States they are going faster. That means that entrepreneurs, for example, in the States, they are able to test, imagine services on 4G that at the time that the deployment in Europe is taking place, that now it has been done a good effort last years, they are already able to get that service deployed. It means that you are losing at some point competitiveness if you have this type of infra technology structure. You know?
Can you be specific with some of those ideas?
For example, the live broadcasting solution. It will be another way to get Facebook in digital. It will be a big monster, for example. If there are guys on the silicon that they have the technology that they are trying and they are able to pilot to get traction with users, at the moment that the deployment of the 4G is done, they just need to scale. But if you don't have the infrastructure, it's difficult to imagine. I'm imagining this startup when I will have 5G, then I will be ready. Great. How many money you need? No, that doesn't happen. Okay. And sorry.
I can give one example. So 3 years ago, I customed the police in US, and he has a camera. And he told me that when I push a button, he can record 30 seconds of video. And the next version, the government or California government, I guess, wants 24-hour upstream video. So they would like to tap a policeman and to see what he's seeing. So it's a huge demand for AT&T or any other operator there. And the same thing, for example, Turkish government distributing laptops to every student. In a school, 1,000 or 2,000 kids will be connected. It's impossible with the current 3G, 4G, or even fiber systems. So everyone wants to be connected, everyone wants to send the video. Now with the mobile, now 5-year-old can do FaceTime with his grandpa. So it's a huge disruption. They couldn't do it with the web or PCs. So using video, sending pictures are a big demand for infrastructure.
And the company is an Israeli company who is providing the services. So.
And you know what? I think it brings into mind the recent years' talk about third world users. That I guess, I don't know, 100 million of them are joining the net every day or something. It's like massive. Is that a change for the West world? I mean, are these guys potential clients for services that you may provide, or not really?
I mean, what do you mean with third world countries? Because when it comes to tech, I lived in '99 in the Philippines, and I had the oldest phone. So I Googled, is Philippines a third world country? Like Google said, it's a third world country, but when it comes to tech, they're quite advanced. Or when we tried to find the first country to launch the Mobile Connect, it was Sri Lanka. Okay, Sri Lanka, Google said second world country. But I think when it comes to technology, it's not about where the people are coming from. It's like where the ideas are going. And I mean, mobile payment is very big in Nigeria. Maybe nobody thought about it, but like you have everywhere very well-educated people, and I think when we have to bring people always together, this is what I love about the GSMA, that I am allowed to work with people from all over the world and talk about tech and do something. And you really see that like Western people are sometimes quite arrogant, think, oh, this is because they don't know the countries. But you can really learn from every country, and there are really a lot of innovations out in all over Asia and Africa, and they're really fast. Like we Europeans, we love to think about everything, and they do, and that's the difference. So I think we have to learn to be faster, but we also can't adopt all the services because users are also different. So you also have to think about the different cultural behavior when you want to adopt the solution.
Do you have any business ties with these kind of countries?
Yeah, so the GSMA, I mean, we in 200 countries. So we're doing a lot of mobile for development work, mobile health, mobile education, and with the Mobile Connect program, so the mobile identity, we are working like with operators like Vodafone, Telefonica, but also with Axiata, who are like in Sri Lanka and in Malaysia. So, of course, or with Etisalat, we're also in Asia and also in Africa. So, it's, of course, we're working with everyone, and everyone who say, yeah, we want to do it, like, then we support them. It's like there's no borders. Some people still have borders, but I think you can really, like, that's the exciting thing of innovation and this like that the world is going so small that you can really learn from all the cultures and do and also learn how to make the service always different for every culture. So I have friends and contacts all over the world because I do partnership internationally since around 10 years. So and that's what I love. It's like I learn every day a lot, and that's what I love also about Israel, because here I can learn a lot about security, and I think. So from every country you can learn something, and when we bring the ideas together, then we can create something big.
Do you, any of you gentlemen and lady, do you have any experience with third world users? Are they new clients for new services?
I think for us, we are only working in Israel, but looking on banking and payments in general, in those countries, a lot of people didn't have any bank account. There was no access to any banking facilities. So mobile actually was the first bank account that they opened, and it allowed them to do P2P payments, mobile payments, and it's amazing because when you're looking about in Israel, we don't have any underbanking problem. No, everybody's access to banking services, but in those countries, it's very unique. So mobile disrupted the banking services there and actually enabled a lot of people to get banking services. So it's a very huge way.
And it also changed like corruption. I mean, like in some of the countries you still had corruption, but then the people got direct on the mobile phone on their account like the money, and then they realized, oh, this is my actual income. So it's really changing also like the way of living, and also it enables a lot of small shops to really open up a shop. So it creates new businesses in that countries.
So from the entire world, oh yeah, did you want to comment?
Yeah, we don't have any operations in developing countries, but we lately entered in a joint venture in China, and I've been there quite often the last 8 months, and then we looked into the B2C space and the B2B space, and we learned, for example, that we wanted to discuss cloud gaming solution, that in-app purchasing doesn't work. Yeah, just plainly doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
It doesn't work.
In China?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
how come?
Sorry, correct. It works, yeah, but only under specific circumstances. The game needs to be structured in a way that the threshold is quite high, yeah, that you are being seduced slowly into it, and then at one point it hits. But our way of how we wanted to structure it, the solution we wanted to bring to the table, that just didn't work. Yeah, so you learn, and so we retracted and concentrated on some other activities. We are now active in the connected car, but these are our experiences. Yeah.
This is really interesting because all I hear about in-app purchases are parents bitching about their kids that they managed to get the password somehow and drain their bank accounts through the App Store. What new channels of revenues are you looking at? When you look into the future, where is your income, ladies and gentlemen?
I think in the payment industry, going back to the old topic of big data, a lot of opportunities there for us. We have so much data, but which we do so much yet. And then think about...
Wait, you do so much or you don't do so much?
We do so much, and yet there is so much to be done. Yeah, because looking on fraud, it's a very high topic, and people are investing a lot in the payment industry in fraud, but other services, for example, for merchants, to give them tools, for small merchant tools that they will actually act like big merchants, we have so much more to do. So I think that getting and developing products for us in the payment industry that will give value to small merchants and to consumers, there is a lot of opportunity there, and we need to actually create ourselves, because fees are going down in every industry and in our all industry. So we need to create more value in other aspects, and data it's a huge opportunity for us.
Mr. Valls, where is your income? Where is your new line of income?
In mobile, when we look for talent, look for startups, we have like 3 verticals identified that we believe that maybe will be the next big thing. Most probably we're wrong, because or we are not so different from the others. No, we think that IoT bottom up is something that we are really looking for.
Sorry, what?
IoT, Internet of Things, bottom up strategy, I think is the best one that now we're approaching. The other one is...
Where is the income there? From devices? From small brains you put into devices?
Exactly. It's more B2C products that they can really looking to fulfill some type of needs. Starting from home, we see some examples. I will use the typical one, Nest, for example, a thermometer, because the question to connect an object is not just to get the object connected. This is nothing. I mean, you can do it. You have an Arduino board and you get connected, okay? There is, to transform an object into a smart object is to rethink the object itself. And I think that there is good opportunities to, if you want products that we are used to, rethink our interaction with this. And we are looking for this type of, we call it bottom-up, not from the approach of the M2M smart cities, from the big guys, from Cisco deploying sensors and everything. More looking for this type of bottom-up that at one day will converge with this concept of the city connected, okay? This is one thing. The other is cybersecurity. We think that especially for the B2B, there is a huge opportunity there. And the other is new content, new media, especially for 4G and all this type of deployment. They give full advantage of what we have now in our pockets. This is the 4 things, the 3 things mainly that we identify more revenues, and no more apps.
No more apps?
No more apps.
Wait, you have to explain. What do you mean no more apps?
I mean, app as a product, it's dying. I mean, the other thing is the app as a channel for distribution, as a way to engage with the user, but the app as a product, we believe that the app economy is shrinking, it's going down. There is a recent report from ComSource that in America, the owners of a smart city, 2 of 3, they don't download an app during 1 month. And 11% of the users are the ones responsible for all the downloads at the app stores. When you install apps, until you don't change your smartphone, you don't update your apps. When you are finishing with instant messaging and the basic apps that you need. People get, only in small recommendations you get an app. You don't get traction. Then startups that are app-based, we start not to consider the investment there.
Wow, I think this is the most disruptive headline for today. Do you agree? No more apps.
Partially, not yet. Yeah. So right now we see, we know where we don't make money anymore, which is our own developments, yeah, of things that Dropbox and others can do much better. And that's where we want to have a rev share, because we have access to the consumers, to the market, and we are highly scalable in the systems. So if you want to do that on your own as a small startup, no way. You either go with the OTT partners or with the operators. On the long term, we see exactly that. The threshold to get partners onboarded on the marketing roadmap in our organizations, on the various opcos and netcos, whatever you want to call them, it's going to be a challenge. And it's harder and harder because it's saturated. How many weather apps, how many travel apps, yeah? How many apps do we really use in our daily basis? And are we willing to pay for it in any form or shape? But this is currently where we see traction. Maybe the next 18 months, maybe a bit more, we can make money, and then something new needs to come. Maybe a suite of products, yeah? So you don't really realize what you're using underlying, but we as an operator will choose for you in a way that is intuitive and not dictating you what to use.
Mustafa, or shall I call you Professor Ergen, for your academic role with students and entrepreneurs, do you agree? Apps are dead?
For students, it's not that because they have time, they have motivation, and they can do a lot.
Do they have new ideas?
Huh?
Do they have new ideas that will bring revenues?
I think so because, for example, the day before yesterday, I shared a cab with an entrepreneur from the Paris center, and he said that we are doing cloud mic. So
They're
someone
doing
asked questions.
What did they do?
Cloud mic, microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So if audience wants to ask a question, we bring the microphone, right? Rather than microphone, he wants to use our smartphones. So
Fair
I
enough.
will enable someone, and he will ask me a question. I will respond back. So all tools and services will be replaced. I think entrepreneurs, startups will be the best people to do that, and even the hubs like Silicon Valley. In terms of operators are in the middle, right? It's not in the client and it's not in the server side. And they are not getting money from the app business, and app is destroying the operators. Maybe in the future, rather than getting a cut from them, they can provide services or network nodes to boost their application to provide better, like caching solutions or some authentication solutions, so that they can leverage the operator to reach their audience. Maybe operators can make money. And if you look at all the operators, most of them are, even the tier ones are running with negative EBITDA, local EBITDA, but they have huge cash. So probably we will see a consolidation, and we will see a new operator 2.0 or 3.0 in the future.
Would anyone in the audience pay 99 cents for an application that will let you voice your questions out loud right here? Please, a single hand, I beg you. Well, we have that application, right? You're an application. The walking mic, that's true. Right, you are for free. I mean, your mic is for free. You're pretty expensive, I know. Okay, just as a closing remark, we're working on this panel for the last 3 days. I was trying to organize it with you guys via email. And we're corresponding. And it wasn't all that easy at all. I mean, I thought if it's a panel talking about mobility, we should probably be able to have it arranged just by texting each other, no? No, the answer is no. And maybe this is the disruption that is needed. I mean, our minds are still not ready for all that. These guys actually asked me to meet physically. Let's coordinate. Let's talk in person. What's going on, guys?
I mean, there's...
yeah, it was you, Kathrin.
Yeah.
You wanted to meet.
I'm German.
But it's about mobility.
I need to meet before. I need to have organization. I'm really sorry, I can't change my culture. I am very German. And I like to meet people. I mean, I want to interact before. I want to see everyone. I want to see how they feel. I mean, I do partnerships. It's like, this is all about people. And face to face is like the nice thing. Of course, I like to organize digital things. I have my very organized calendar, of course. I mean, also very German. But like meeting, this is like very important. But I had to accept that it's getting freestyle because I'm in Israel. So like I had to accept.
And Mr. Valls by next to you is laughing. I know why. I think he did not reply even one email. Maybe once. No. Oh yeah. No, I'm not asking for excuses. I'm just curious.
But the thing is, he met with me. Like we managed to meet each other.
Unlike
we
me, you mean?
communicated before, and also Mustafa took care of me. So like it's not that they're all like there are guys who are talking offline with me, and I'm really happy about it.
So you're an old-fashioned lady, which is fine. It's classic. It's nice.
I like everything. It's like I like tech, but I mean when it comes to communication and sharing ideas, then
it's fine.
better face to face.
Don't worry, I'm not pointing any fingers, just trying to figure out the nature of human being. But like, wasn't coordinating the thing just by texting, it's not good enough? You don't feel like you're in the thing, so what's all the mobile phone for?
I mean, the problem is that you are getting old. Because,
Me?
yes, it's WhatsApp.
Do you know how old I am?
No,
I'm older.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the tech level, you don't have to send emails, you have to send WhatsApps. It's more efficient. If then, I will answer. You know, email is dead. Then you have to go to another thing.
So that was my mistake.
I'm just joking. No, the problem is that we are not living on the mobile phone. Mobile phone is just a device. You cannot reply over an emotion. This is a mistake. And so
Right.
Exactly.
And also, Wolfgang, I have to put you to the Hall of Shame too. Not even
did I
a
do?
single email answered. Now, wait a second. I will not shame you, but I'm trying to understand what was the right way to approach your attention for me.
I think it would be something like a WhatsApp group or something more interactive, which is fast and quick. I get, like all of us, so many emails I just barely keep up. Yeah? I even have help to go through emails. I just can't. And then I see some emails like we meet later and it's just another priority. It's just not that level, the access that I allow, yeah, really to interact. It's just something that I need to do for the office. And yeah, I think it's the wrong way to interact. Yeah.
All right, I'll remember that for the next panel. WhatsApp is the thing, but you have promised to respond, right? Okay. And Lilach was the only person to actually reply, maybe because she's an Israeli. Well, right, you did not reply as well. You want to brag about that? About not being cooperative? No, go ahead, be my guest. Well, should I WhatsApp you? Should I send you an Instagram message? What?
Yeah, I thought twice to reply your email because I was on the phone, then iPad. I thought that laptop will be more appropriate.
And you're like,
write the email.
this card, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe
no. I mean, the email is serious, so I want my PC to reply you. So.
Right. So maybe there's another problem that we expect so much from those devices, and we have so many applications open simultaneously that by the time you're finished reading your email, you get 3 WhatsApp and 4 texts, and someone tries to call you that you forget what was it, the last thing you were reading last. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Lilach Bar-David from Lumicard and Kathrin Damian from GCA. Yeah, give them some applause. And Mustafa Ergen from Turk Telecom, Wolfgang Hisserich from Deutsche Telekom, and Aleix Valls. Thank you all, and I want to thank you specifically our guests from abroad. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it. Have fun in Tel Aviv. Don't waste your time sitting in panel and conferences all day. Thanks a lot.